Summary and Case Study of the Rules of Life by Richard Templar. Short summary. Richard Templar's The Rules of Life presents 106 life principles categorized into sections on personal conduct, relationships, family dynamics, and social interactions. The book emphasizes practical, actionable advice rather than abstract concepts, encouraging readers to cultivate positive habits and improve their well-being. Templar's observations of successful individuals form the basis of these rules, which aim to foster happiness, fulfillment, and success. The book concludes by urging readers to continuously seek self-improvement and adapt these rules to their own lives. Introduction: An observational approach to life's rules. The introduction of The Rules of Life by Richard Templar sets the stage for a personal journey towards a more fulfilling and successful life. The author recounts his childhood experiences of living with his grandparents, particularly his grandmother, who worked in a large London department store. He fondly remembers accompanying her to work and spending hours observing customers, developing a keen sense of people watching, a skill his mother dismissed as unproductive. However, Templar argues that this early observation of human behavior proved invaluable in his professional life. He noticed distinct patterns of behavior in those who achieved career advancement, a realization that formed the basis of his successful Rules of Workbook. Templar extends this observational approach to life in general, proposing that individuals broadly fall into two categories: those who seem to navigate life with ease and contentment, and those who struggle to find happiness and fulfillment. He emphasizes that success, in this context, is not defined by material wealth or high-powered careers but rather by achieving a state of contentment, happiness, and overall well-being. The author acknowledges that individuals who prioritize wealth and power over ethical behavior may appear successful, but he posits that true fulfillment lies in living a life that allows for peace of mind and self-respect. The Rules of Life presents a collection of principles designed to guide individuals towards this more fulfilling path. Templar asserts that these rules are not groundbreaking revelations but rather reminders of common-sense principles that, when applied consistently, can lead to positive changes. He emphasizes that these rules are universal, obvious, and simple, encouraging readers to embrace their practicality and effectiveness. The author acknowledges that some individuals may find the concept of following rules restrictive, but he argues that having a set of guiding principles provides structure and direction in navigating the complexities of life. Templar introduces Rule 1, Keep it under your hat, as a foundational principle, suggesting that individuals embarking on this journey of self-improvement should avoid boasting or preaching about their newfound insights. He suggests that allowing others to observe the positive changes in our behavior without explicit explanation is more effective than trying to convert them to our way of thinking. He argues that people are generally resistant to being preached at and that letting our actions speak for themselves is a more subtle and impactful approach. Part 1 Rules for You. Rule 1, Keep it under your hat, advises against boasting about or trying to convert others to this new way of life. The idea is that actions speak louder than words, and people will be more receptive to seeing the positive changes in our behavior rather than hearing us talk about them. For example, imagine you've decided to start exercising regularly. Rather than telling everyone about your new fitness plan, simply start going to the gym or going for runs without fanfare. People will naturally notice the positive changes in your appearance and energy levels, and they may even be inspired to make similar changes themselves. Rule 2, You'll get older but not necessarily wiser, acknowledges that age doesn't automatically bring wisdom. It encourages us to actively seek wisdom through experience, reflection, and learning from others. An example of this might be someone who continues to make the same mistakes in their relationships, even as they get older, because they haven't taken the time to reflect on their past patterns and learn from them. On the other hand, someone who actively seeks feedback from others, analyzes their experiences, and is open to new perspectives is more likely to gain wisdom as they age. Rule 3, Accept what is done, encourages us to let go of the past and focus on the present moment. Dwelling on past mistakes or regrets will only hold us back from moving forward. A helpful example might be someone who constantly replays a past argument in their head, allowing it to poison their present mood. By accepting that the argument is over and done with, they can free themselves to focus on more positive and productive thoughts. Rule 4, accept yourself, emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance as a foundation for happiness and success. This means embracing our strengths and weaknesses, as well as our imperfections. For example, imagine someone who is constantly putting themselves down because they don't have a perfect body. By accepting their body as it is, they can free themselves from negative self-talk and focus on appreciating their unique qualities. Rule 5, know what counts and what doesn't, encourages us to prioritize what is truly important in life. This means focusing on things that bring us joy, purpose, and meaning, while letting go of trivial matters that only serve to distract us from what truly matters. For example, spending time with loved ones is something that counts, while obsessing over social media likes does not. Rule 6, dedicate your life to something, challenges us to find a purpose or mission that gives our lives meaning and direction. This could be a career, a cause, a creative pursuit, or anything else that inspires us to strive for something greater than ourselves. For example, someone who is passionate about environmental conservation might dedicate their life to working towards a more sustainable future. Rule 7, be flexible in your thinking, encourages open-mindedness and adaptability. Holding on to rigid beliefs or refusing to consider new perspectives will only limit our growth and potential. For example, someone who is resistant to new technology may find themselves falling behind in their career or struggling to keep up with the changing world around them. Rule 8, take an interest in the outside world, encourages us to stay informed and engaged with what is happening around us. This means keeping up with current events, exploring different cultures, and engaging in meaningful conversations with others. For example, someone who reads books, watches documentaries, and attends cultural events is more likely to have a broader perspective and a deeper understanding of the world than someone who only consumes entertainment media. Rule 9, be on the side of the angels, not the beasts, encourages us to make choices that benefit not only ourselves but also others and society as a whole. This means considering the ethical implications of our actions and striving to make a positive impact on the world. For example, choosing to volunteer our time or donate to a worthy cause is an example of being on the side of the angels. Rule 10, only dead fish swim with the stream, encourages us to be independent thinkers and resist the urge to conform blindly to social norms or expectations. This means having the courage to stand up for what we believe in, even when it is unpopular. For example, someone who speaks out against injustice, even when it is risky, is demonstrating this rule. Rule 11, be the last to raise your voice, encourages us to practice patience and restraint in our communication. Responding to anger with anger will only escalate the situation, while maintaining a calm demeanor can help diffuse tension and allow for more productive dialogue. For example, if someone cuts us off in traffic, it is better to take a deep breath and let it go rather than engaging in road rage. Rule 12, be your own advisor, encourages us to trust our intuition and inner wisdom. This means taking the time to reflect on our thoughts and feelings, rather than relying solely on external advice or opinions. For example, if we are facing a difficult decision, we might take some time to meditate, journal, or engage in other practices that help us connect with our inner voice. Rule 13, no fear, no surprise, no hesitation, no doubt, is a powerful mantra that encourages us to approach life with courage and confidence. By eliminating fear, surprise, hesitation, and doubt, we can take action decisively and achieve our goals. For example, someone who is afraid of public speaking might embrace this rule by practicing their presentation until they feel confident and prepared, reducing their fear and hesitation. Rule 14, I wish I'd done that, and I will, encourages us to use regret as a motivator for positive change. Instead of dwelling on past missed opportunities, we should use those experiences to inspire us to take action in the present. For example, if someone regrets not pursuing a particular career path, they might use that regret as motivation to go back to school or start a side business. Rule 15, it's okay to give up, reminds us that persistence is important, but sometimes it is wise to recognize when a particular path is no longer serving us and to let go. This could apply to a job, or relationship, or any other situation that is causing us more harm than good. For example, someone who has been trying to learn a new language for years but is making no progress might decide to give up and focus on a skill they are more passionate about. Rule 16, count to 10, or recite Ba Ba Black Sheep, offers a practical strategy for managing anger and frustration. By taking a few moments to calm down before reacting, we can avoid saying or doing something we might later regret. This can be applied to a variety of situations, such as a heated argument with a loved one or a frustrating experience at work. Rule 17, change what you can change, let go of the rest, encourages us to focus our energy on things within our control, while accepting things we cannot change. This can help us reduce stress and anxiety by avoiding futile attempts to control the uncontrollable. For example, we can control our own actions and attitudes, but we cannot control the weather or the actions of others. Rule 18, aim to be the very best at everything you do, not second best, encourages us to strive for excellence in all areas of our lives. While perfection is unattainable, aiming for the best will help us achieve our full potential and live a more fulfilling life. For example, someone who applies this rule to their work might take the initiative to learn new skills, go above and beyond in their responsibilities, and always seek ways to improve their performance. Rule 19, don't expect to be perfect, reminds us that it is okay to make mistakes and that failure is a natural part of the learning process. Holding ourselves to unrealistic standards of perfection will only lead to disappointment and self-criticism. Instead, we should embrace our imperfections and view mistakes as opportunities for growth. Rule 20, don't be afraid to dream, encourages us to allow ourselves to imagine and pursue our aspirations, no matter how big or small. Dreams provide us with hope, inspiration, and a sense of purpose. For example, someone who dreams of traveling the world might start by researching destinations, saving money, and taking small steps towards making their dream a reality. Rule 21, if you're going to jump off a bridge, make sure you know how deep the water is, encourages us to take calculated risks and to think through the potential consequences of our actions before making major decisions. This might involve researching different options, seeking advice from trusted sources, and carefully weighing the pros and cons. Rule 22, don't dwell on the past, reminds us that the past is gone and cannot be changed. While it is important to learn from our experiences, dwelling on past mistakes or regrets will only keep us stuck in the past and prevent us from fully experiencing the present moment. For example, someone who is holding on to resentment from a past relationship might benefit from practicing forgiveness and focusing on building healthy relationships in the present. Rule 23, don't live in the future, encourages us to appreciate the present moment, rather than constantly focusing on what might happen in the future. While it is important to have goals and plans, obsessing over future outcomes can lead to anxiety and prevent us from fully enjoying the present. For example, someone who is constantly worrying about an upcoming presentation might benefit from practicing mindfulness techniques to help them stay grounded in the present moment. Rule 24, get on with life, it's whooshing past, reminds us that time is precious and that we should make the most of it. This means pursuing our passions, spending time with loved ones, and creating a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. This doesn't mean rushing through life or constantly being busy, rather, it means being intentional with our time and making choices that align with our values and priorities. Rule 25, be consistent, emphasizes the importance of aligning our actions with our values and principles. This means striving to live by the rules we choose, even when it is challenging. For example, someone who values honesty should strive to be truthful in all their interactions, even when it is difficult or uncomfortable. Rule 26 encourages us to dress as if each day is important because it is the only day we have that is real. This doesn't mean we need to wear our finest clothes, rather, we should approach each day with purpose and dress in a way that makes us feel good and ready to take on the day. Dressing well will make others react differently to us. Rule 27 advises us to develop a belief system that will sustain us through challenging times. This doesn't necessarily mean religion, but rather a personal understanding of what life is all about. Having a belief system can help us make sense of the world and our place in it, but it is a private matter, not something to be preached. Rule 28 states that we should set aside a small amount of time each day purely for ourselves. This time should be dedicated to doing absolutely nothing, allowing ourselves to recharge and renew. Even 10 minutes of quiet solitude can make a difference in our overall well-being. Rule 29 stresses the importance of having a plan for our life, giving it structure and purpose. While plans don't always work out, having one allows us to stay focused and gives us a starting point from which to adjust as life changes. A plan is something we intend to do, not just a dream. Rule 30 highlights the importance of maintaining a sense of humor, especially as we face life's challenges. Humor allows us to keep things in perspective and avoid getting bogged down by trivial matters. Rule 31 emphasizes the importance of doing the right thing in all situations, even when it is difficult. We should consciously strive to make choices that lead to positive outcomes, both for ourselves and for others. Rule 32 uses the analogy of advertising to illustrate that we need to put forth our best effort in all that we do, even if we don't see immediate results. Just as advertisers don't know which specific campaigns will yield the highest returns, we may not know which of our actions will ultimately be rewarded, but consistent effort will eventually pay off. Rule 33 encourages us to step outside of our comfort zones regularly in order to grow and stay energized. While comfort zones provide a sense of safety and security, they can also limit our potential. By challenging ourselves to try new things and take calculated risks, we can expand our horizons and discover new capabilities. Rule 34 promotes the practice of asking questions to gain clarity and understanding. Asking questions, both of ourselves and of others, allows us to gather information and consider different perspectives before reacting or forming opinions. Rule 35 stresses the importance of maintaining dignity in all circumstances, which stems from self-respect and quiet self-esteem. This means acting in a way that reflects our values and principles, even in challenging situations. Rule 36 encourages us to allow ourselves to feel big emotions without suppressing them. While we should express our emotions appropriately, it is unhealthy to bottle them up. Feeling a range of emotions is a natural part of being human and should not be viewed as a weakness. Rule 37 highlights the importance of keeping our promises and staying true to our values, even in the face of adversity. This means demonstrating loyalty, honesty, and dependability in our relationships and actions. Rule 38 reminds us that we will never be able to understand everything. The world is complex, and there will always be things that remain beyond our comprehension. Accepting this fact can help us avoid frustration and anxiety. Rule 39 suggests that true happiness comes from within ourselves, not from external possessions or achievements. While those things may bring temporary pleasure, lasting happiness is a state of mind that we cultivate within. Rule 40 uses the analogy of a pizza to illustrate that life is a mix of both positive and negative experiences. Just as a pizza can have a variety of toppings, life will inevitably present us with both joys and challenges. Rule 41 reminds us that sometimes the best course of action is to walk away from a situation, rather than trying to force a solution or outcome. This can apply to relationships, jobs, or any other situation that is causing us more harm than good. Rule 42 advises us to avoid seeking revenge, as it will ultimately lead to more conflict and negativity. While it is natural to feel hurt or angry when someone wrongs us, retaliation will only escalate the situation. Rule 43 emphasizes the importance of taking care of ourselves, both physically and mentally. As adults, we are responsible for our own well-being. Rule 44 encourages us to maintain good manners in all our interactions with others. Politeness and consideration go a long way in creating positive relationships and a harmonious society. Rule 45 stresses the importance of decluttering our physical spaces as a reflection of mental clarity. Holding on to unnecessary items can create a sense of chaos and disorganization, both in our homes and in our minds. Rule 46 highlights the need to reconnect with our sense of base, a place or state of being where we feel grounded and secure. This could be a physical location, a hobby, or a spiritual practice that helps us feel centered and revitalized. Rule 47 advises us to establish clear personal boundaries to protect ourselves from emotional or physical harm. This means knowing what we are and are not willing to tolerate from others and communicating those boundaries assertively. Rule 48 encourages us to prioritize quality over price when making purchases. Buying high-quality items that will last longer can save us money in the long run and provide greater satisfaction. Rule 49 acknowledges that it is normal to worry, but we should strive to worry productively. Worrying without taking action to address the source of our anxiety is a waste of energy. Rule 50 encourages us to stay young at heart, even as we age physically. This means maintaining a sense of curiosity, trying new things, and avoiding becoming set in our ways. Rule 51 reminds us that money can't solve every problem. While it can certainly be helpful, throwing money at a situation without addressing the underlying issues will not bring lasting solutions. Rule 52 stresses the importance of thinking for ourselves and forming our own opinions, rather than blindly following the crowd. This requires self-awareness, critical thinking, and the confidence to stand up for what we believe in, even when it differs from the norm. Rule 53 reminds us that we are not ultimately in control of everything, no matter how much we may desire it. Accepting this can be liberating, as it allows us to let go of the need to micromanage every aspect of our lives. Rule 54 suggests that we have something in our lives that brings us joy and helps us take a break from our worries. This could be a hobby, a pet, a creative outlet, or anything else that brings us a sense of fulfillment and helps us reconnect with our inner selves. Rule 56 encourages us to focus on the positive by making an effort to say something nice, or remain silent if we cannot. Choosing to highlight the good in others and in situations can have a ripple effect, creating a more positive and uplifting environment for everyone. By consciously focusing on the good, we can make a difference in our own lives and in the lives of those around us. Part 2 Partnership Rules, A Guide to Happy Relationships, Rules 57 to 72. Rule 57, Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or are they, reminds us to acknowledge and accept the inherent differences between men and women while recognizing the commonalities that unite us. It suggests that focusing on our similarities and embracing our differences can lead to greater harmony in relationships. For example, imagine a couple where one partner thrives on spending quiet evenings at home while the other prefers attending social gatherings. By understanding and respecting these differing needs, the couple can find ways to compromise and create a balance that works for both. Rule 58, Allow your partner the space to be themselves, emphasizes the importance of respecting our partner's individuality and allowing them the freedom to pursue their interests and passions. This doesn't mean neglecting the relationship, but rather understanding that personal growth and space contribute to a healthy partnership. For instance, if one partner enjoys hiking while the other prefers painting, they can encourage each other's hobbies and allow time for individual pursuits. Rule 59, Be nice, highlights the significance of courtesy and consideration in a relationship. It encourages us to treat our partners with kindness and respect, remembering that even small acts of thoughtfulness can go a long way in fostering a positive atmosphere. This might involve simple gestures like saying thank you, offering words of encouragement, or making an effort to listen attentively to their concerns. Rule 60, You want to do what? Reminds us that couples don't have to agree on everything or participate in every activity together. It encourages partners to be supportive of each other's individual interests, even if they don't share them. For instance, if one partner enjoys attending sporting events while the other prefers going to the theater, they can show their support by attending each other's events occasionally or simply expressing genuine interest. Rule 61, Be the first to say sorry, encourages us to take responsibility for our actions and be willing to apologize, even if we believe we are not entirely at fault. By taking the initiative to apologize, we demonstrate humility and a commitment to resolving conflict in a mature manner. For example, even if a disagreement arises from a misunderstanding, offering a sincere apology can help diffuse tension and pave the way for reconciliation. Rule 62, Go that extra step in trying to please them, encourages us to go beyond the ordinary to show our partners that we care. This might involve thoughtful gestures, unexpected surprises, or simply making an effort to understand and meet their needs. For instance, remembering a special date with a thoughtful gift, planning a surprise weekend getaway, or simply offering a listening ear after a difficult day can all demonstrate love and commitment. Rule 63, always have someone, or something, that is pleased to see you, highlights the importance of feeling loved and appreciated. This rule suggests cultivating relationships, both romantic and platonic, where we feel valued and welcomed. For instance, nurturing relationships with close friends, family members, or even pets can provide a sense of belonging and boost our overall well-being. Rule 64, know when to listen and when to act, emphasizes the importance of discerning between situations where our partners need a sympathetic ear and those where they require practical assistance. Offering unsolicited advice or solutions when someone simply needs to vent can be counterproductive. Instead, practicing active listening, offering words of comfort, and validating their feelings can be more helpful. Rule 65, have a passion for your life together, encourages couples to cultivate shared interests, activities, and goals that keep their relationship vibrant and exciting. This might involve exploring new hobbies together, planning adventures, or simply making time for meaningful conversations and shared experiences. Rule 66, make sure your lovemaking is making love, emphasizes the importance of respect, kindness, and consideration in intimate relationships. It encourages couples to prioritize their partner's needs and desires while maintaining open communication and ensuring both partners feel comfortable and valued. Rule 67, keep talking, highlights the importance of open and honest communication in maintaining a healthy relationship. It encourages partners to share their thoughts, feelings, and concerns, both big and small. Regular communication helps build trust, intimacy, and understanding. Rule 68, respect privacy, underscores the significance of respecting our partner's personal boundaries and need for privacy. This might involve respecting their physical space, refraining from snooping through their belongings, or being mindful of sharing personal information without their consent. Rule 69, check you both have the same shared goals, encourages couples to periodically review and discuss their long-term goals and aspirations to ensure they are aligned. As individuals grow and evolve, their goals may change, so having open conversations about these changes can help avoid future conflicts and disappointments. For instance, couples may want to discuss their career ambitions, family planning goals, or financial aspirations to ensure they are on the same page. Rule 70, treat your partner better than your best friend, suggests extending even greater kindness, consideration, and respect to our partners than we do to our closest friends. This prioritizes the romantic relationship and recognizes its unique importance in our lives. Rule 71, contentment is a high aim, encourages us to appreciate and find satisfaction in the simple joys of a loving relationship rather than constantly seeking external validation or excitement. This might involve focusing on shared moments of intimacy, expressing gratitude for each other's presence, and finding happiness in the everyday routines of life together. Rule 72, you don't both have to have the same rules, recognizes that individuals within a relationship may have different perspectives, values, and approaches to life. It encourages couples to be flexible and accommodating, allowing for individual differences while maintaining mutual respect and understanding. For example, one partner might be more spontaneous while the other prefers structure and routine. By acknowledging and respecting these differences, the couple can create a dynamic that works for both. Part 3, Family and Friends Rules, Navigating the Complexities of Family and Friends, Rules 73 to 86. Rule 73, if you are going to be a friend, be a good friend, emphasizes the commitment and responsibility involved in true friendship. A good friend possesses qualities like loyalty, honesty, dependability, forgiveness, and a willingness to offer support and sympathy, all while respecting boundaries and being candid when necessary. For example, if a friend is going through a difficult time, a good friend will be there to listen, offer advice if asked, and provide practical support, even if it means sacrificing personal time or convenience. Rule 74, never be too busy for loved ones, highlights the importance of making time for the people who are important to us. It acknowledges that life's busyness can often lead to neglecting relationships, but emphasizes the need to prioritize loved ones and make a conscious effort to stay connected. For instance, even a short phone call or a quick text message can show loved ones that we are thinking about them and value their presence in our lives. Rule 75. Let your kids mess up for themselves. They don't need any help from you. Encourages parents to allow their children to experience the natural consequences of their actions and learn from their mistakes. Constant intervention and attempts to shield children from setbacks can hinder their development and prevent them from acquiring essential life skills. For example, if a child forgets to bring their homework to school, a parent who follows this rule might resist the urge to rescue them by delivering it. Instead, they would allow the child to face the natural consequences of their forgetfulness, such as receiving a lower grade. Rule 76. Have a little respect and forgiveness for your parents. Advises showing understanding and compassion for our parents, regardless of their parenting skills. It acknowledges that parenting is a challenging role, and not everyone excels at it. Holding on to resentment or anger only serves to harm us in the long run. For instance, if a parent made mistakes in the past, choosing to forgive them and focus on the present can lead to a more harmonious relationship. Rule 77. Give your kids a break. Reminds parents that children are constantly bombarded with rules, restrictions, and expectations. It suggests offering them space to breathe, have fun, and simply be kids without feeling overwhelmed by adult demands. This might involve allowing for unstructured playtime, encouraging creative expression, or simply being more flexible with household rules and routines. Rule 78. Never lend money unless you are prepared to write it off. Offers a pragmatic perspective on financial matters within personal relationships. It cautions against lending money to friends or family unless we are fully prepared to lose both the money and the relationship. The potential for conflict and resentment arising from unpaid debts can irrevocably damage even the strongest bonds. Rule 79. Keep quiet. Advises against offering unsolicited advice or opinions, particularly in situations where we lack personal experience. Sharing our perspective can sometimes feel intrusive or condescending, especially when others haven't sought our input. For instance, if a friend is excitedly describing their plans to move to a new city, offering unsolicited advice about potential challenges might be perceived as negativity or a lack of support. Rule 80. There are no bad children, suggests looking beyond a child's behavior to recognize their inherent goodness. It acknowledges that children can make mistakes and act out, but emphasizes the importance of viewing them with compassion and understanding. Rather than labeling a child as bad, it encourages focusing on addressing the underlying causes of their behavior and supporting their positive development. Rule 81. Be up around people you love. Encourages spending quality time with loved ones and savoring their presence. It suggests making an effort to be physically present and emotionally engaged during these interactions, creating memories and strengthening bonds. This might involve scheduling regular family dinners, planning weekend outings, or simply finding time for shared activities that foster connection and laughter. Rule 82. Give your kids responsibilities. Advocates for assigning children age-appropriate tasks and chores to foster a sense of responsibility, competence, and contribution to the family. It encourages parents to view chores not as punishments but as opportunities for children to learn valuable life skills and develop a strong work ethic. For instance, even young children can help set the table, tidy up their toys, or assist with simple household tasks. Rule 83. Your children need to fall out with you to leave home. Acknowledges the natural process of individuation that occurs as children transition into adulthood. It suggests that disagreements and conflicts, while uncomfortable, can be a necessary part of this process as young adults assert their independence and establish their own identities. This doesn't mean encouraging constant discord, but rather understanding that healthy boundaries and occasional clashes can be a sign of a child's growing maturity. Rule 84. Your kids will have friends you don't like. Encourages parents to accept that their children's choices and friends may not always align with their own preferences. It suggests trusting children to make their own judgments and allowing them to navigate social dynamics independently. For example, even if a parent has reservations about one of their child's friends, they might choose to express their concerns respectfully rather than forbidding the friendship. Rule 85. Your role as a child reminds us that, regardless of our age, we remain our parents' children and hold responsibilities within that relationship. It advocates for treating our parents with courtesy, consideration, and patience, particularly as they age and may require additional support. For example, this might involve offering assistance with errands, making time for phone calls or visits, or simply being more tolerant of their limitations or quirks. Rule 86, Your role as a parent, describes the multifaceted nature of parenthood, emphasizing the commitment to providing children with love, support, guidance, and resources to thrive. It acknowledges the numerous responsibilities involved in raising children and encourages parents to approach this role with dedication, patience, and an unwavering belief in their children's potential. Part 4 Social Rules, Expanding the Circle, Rules 87 to 106 for Social Interactions and Global Responsibility. Rule 87, We're all closer than you think, emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity, suggesting that despite perceived differences, we are all part of a larger human community. This idea encourages breaking down barriers of prejudice and recognizing the shared experiences that unite us. For example, reaching out to a colleague from a different cultural background to learn about their traditions can foster understanding and appreciation, bridging the gap between us and them. Rule 88, It doesn't hurt to forgive, highlights the importance of letting go of anger and resentment, suggesting that holding grudges only harms us in the long run. Forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean condoning harmful actions, but rather choosing to release the negative emotions associated with them. For instance, if a coworker makes a mistake that impacts our work, choosing to forgive them and move forward collaboratively can create a more positive and productive work environment. Rule 89, It doesn't hurt to be helpful, encourages approaching social interactions with a positive and proactive attitude, suggesting that offering assistance to others can foster goodwill and create a more harmonious environment. This might involve simple acts of kindness, like holding a door open for a stranger or offering help to a colleague struggling with a task. Rule 90, What's in it for them, proposes adopting a win-win mentality in social interactions, understanding that considering the needs and motivations of others can lead to mutually beneficial outcomes. For example, when negotiating a work project, understanding the priorities of colleagues and finding ways to incorporate them into the plan can increase buy-in and foster a sense of shared success. Rule 91, Hang out with positive people, suggests surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and inspire us, recognizing that the company we keep can significantly influence our outlook and well-being. This might involve seeking out friends and colleagues who are enthusiastic, supportive, and optimistic, as their positive energy can be contagious. Rule 92, Be generous with your time and information, encourages sharing our knowledge and expertise with others, recognizing that freely giving our time and resources can be immensely rewarding and contribute to the growth of others. This could involve mentoring a younger colleague, volunteering our skills to a community organization, or simply being readily available to offer help and advice when needed. Rule 93, Get involved, advocates for active participation in the world around us, urging us to engage with our communities and contribute to something larger than ourselves. This might involve volunteering for a cause we believe in, joining a local organization, or simply being an engaged citizen who stays informed and participates in civic discourse. Rule 94, Keep the moral high ground, emphasizes the importance of maintaining ethical and principled behavior in all social interactions, regardless of the actions of others. It suggests choosing integrity and compassion over retaliation or negativity. For instance, even when faced with rudeness or aggression, responding with calmness and civility demonstrates a commitment to higher standards of conduct. Rule 95, Just because you have, doesn't mean they have too, encourages empathy and understanding, recognizing that not everyone has access to the same resources or opportunities. This principle promotes compassion and a willingness to help those who may be less fortunate, whether through acts of charity, advocacy for social justice, or simply recognizing and appreciating the diversity of human experiences. Rule 96, Do compare yourself with other people, suggests using comparisons as a tool for self-improvement rather than a source of discouragement or envy. By observing the achievements and successes of others, we can identify areas for personal growth and set realistic goals. For instance, observing a colleague's successful presentation skills can inspire us to improve our own communication techniques. Rule 97, have a plan for your career, emphasizes the importance of having a clear vision for our professional path, recognizing that setting goals and actively pursuing opportunities can lead to greater career satisfaction. This might involve seeking out professional development opportunities, networking with industry leaders, or simply taking the time to reflect on our career aspirations and develop a plan to achieve them. Rule 98, look at the long-term ramifications of what you do for a living, encourages considering the ethical and social impact of our chosen profession. It suggests evaluating how our work contributes to the greater good and identifying potential areas for improvement or positive change. For instance, a fashion designer might choose to incorporate sustainable materials and ethical production practices into their work, recognizing the environmental and social impact of the fashion industry. Rule 99, be good at your job, emphasizes the importance of excellence and professionalism in our work, suggesting that striving to be skilled and competent benefits both ourselves and those around us. This involves taking pride in our work, continually seeking ways to improve our skills, and approaching our tasks with dedication and a commitment to delivering high-quality results. Rule 100, be aware of the damage you are doing, encourages an honest assessment of our environmental impact, recognizing that our actions have consequences for the planet. This principle promotes environmentally conscious choices in our daily lives, from reducing our carbon footprint to supporting sustainable practices. Rule 101, be for the glory, not the degradation, advocates for actions that contribute to the betterment of the world, suggesting that choosing to be a force for good enhances our own lives and the lives of others. This principle emphasizes the importance of making ethical choices, contributing to positive change, and aligning our actions with our values. Rule 102, be part of the solution, not the problem, encourages active engagement in addressing global challenges, suggesting that contributing our time, resources, or expertise can make a tangible difference. This principle promotes a proactive approach to problem solving, finding ways to be part of positive change, and working collaboratively towards a better future. Rule 103, check what history would say about you, suggests considering the legacy we are creating through our actions, recognizing that our choices will have lasting impacts. This principle encourages living a life of purpose, making ethical decisions, and striving to leave a positive mark on the world. Rule 104, not everything can be green, acknowledges that achieving complete environmental sustainability can be challenging, suggesting that prioritizing our efforts and making conscious choices can still contribute to positive change. This principle encourages finding a balance between our environmental goals and the practical realities of modern life. Rule 105, put something back, emphasizes the importance of contributing to society and giving back to those in need. This principle encourages acts of kindness, generosity, and a sense of social responsibility. For instance, volunteering our time at a local food bank, donating to a charitable organization, or simply offering a helping hand to a neighbor in need are all ways to put something back into our communities. Rule 106, find a new rule every day, or occasionally at least, encourages continuous personal growth and the development of our own guiding principles. This principle promotes self-reflection, learning from experiences, and evolving our understanding of how to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. It suggests that the journey of personal development is ongoing and requires a willingness to adapt and refine our approach to life. I hope that you've enjoyed this presentation, and please remember to subscribe to receive notification of upcoming recordings. This recording is a production of the Vorldrevolution. The video and audio is copyright Vorldrevolution.